Welcome to the channel. Today, I'm not really reading a whole lot yet as far as like this vlog is concerned. I'm reading a bunch of other things for other vlogs, so you'll see those shortly. But I am off today, and today's Friday, and I'm off because I have several errands that I need to run and appointments to do. So I figured I would just kind of take you along with me. Today, we are going to have to go to get my hair cut. Listen, my hair is like breaking. Thought it was like me getting older, my hair just not bouncing back to like the heat of my straightener as well as it used to. Turns out it was my straightener. I needed a new straightener, so make sure you check your straighteners. Um, but there's literally a piece in here that is like super short compared to like everything else because it's breaking. So trying to do better a job with my hair. So I'm starting to use the heat protectant like I'm supposed to. And I'm getting it trimmed to get all the dead ends off so that it can actually like grow and be like healthier. See all that? Apparently it's not supposed to do that. So I need to do that. I need to get my tags done because those are due by the end of next week. So I need to do that. I have practice later, and I also need to get a lot of steps in today because I'm trying to be healthier, trying to move more. So definitely need to get like 9,000 steps today to hit my weekly average, and I am currently at 255. So definitely need to get a lot of steps in. So I'm going to end up going to the gym later to get some steps in and going to lay in the tanning bed. Look at this. You see this line here where it's uneven? That's because I didn't know that if you use the little pillow in the tanning bed that your chin does this thingy and it hides the skin, so it didn't get tan. So I'm having to fix that. So what happens when you don't know things, right? So definitely gonna try and fix that, but just a lot of errands to do today. I gotta go to the bank and fix some stuff. I don't want to go. I don't want to do errands. I hate errands. Anyone else hate errands? But I do have my large iced caramel coffee from McDonald's in order to help me feel better about having to be out and about and run errands. And I'm going to be listening to my audiobooks. So I'll give you some details about my thoughts and feelings about some of those as we go without spoiling the books. So just more of a hang out with me sort of time today. But we will get to more books towards the end of this vlog. It's not going to be just this. But welcome to the vlog. Okay, so I got my tags done. That was easy enough. And then I went to the bank and fixed my savings account. Listen, word to the wise, okay? If you have a savings account, know how long you can go without touching it before it goes dormant, okay? Because that's what happened to me, right? I started using an online savings account, so I wasn't really using my brick and mortar savings account anymore. I just had like $100 in there because that was what they required to have the account open. Well, I hadn't used it for a while, so I got a dormant fee because it'd been a year since I had done anything to it. And then that dropped me under the $100. So then I got a fee for being under $100. And then they locked my account. So I couldn't fix it. So I had to come all the way down here to the bank to fix it. And it wouldn't be such a problem, but so I live in this one town. And then I work in a town 35 minutes away. So I take my niece to school, which is like 30 minutes that way. So then I drive 30 minutes that way, and I drive like an hour to work, and I have to get to work at 9. I have to drop her off at 8. Don't have a lot of time to stop at the bank and fix it because I get off after 5 o'clock and the bank's already closed. So legit had to take a day off work to do all this errands. So word to the wise, don't let your savings account go dormant. Now I'm off to the, what is it called? The insurance place, the car insurance place, because I paid off my car last year. And, me not knowing things, because I don't know things, I didn't realize that if I told my insurance company that it was no longer, or that my car was paid off, then they needed to like take that person off the thing, right? The bank that I got the loan from. So that's where I'm headed. I'm headed to Farm Bureau to tell them that I am now the sole owner of my car, which is great. So, yeah, word to the wise. If you don't know things, at least maybe now you know. Oh, I'm also going to the Goodwill. I've got like a giant bag of clothes to drop off. So I'm going to drop it off at the Goodwill. So that's also part of what I'm doing. Okay, so I went to Goodwill. I got my oil changed and they rotated my tires. I really needed to do that. So thankfully, I got all that done already. I just got some lunch from Zaxby's. I'm going to do the grilled house salad. And then I'm going to find somewhere I can like walk for 10, 15 minutes. And then my appointment is in about an hour. So might be able to get a little bit done, but I have no idea. But overall, it's been a pretty successful day. I didn't think that I would get everything done that I've gotten done so far. So definitely happy with the progress that I am making. And I will see you again after my hair appointment. Okay, guys, so I got my hair done, and look how short it is. I love it when it's so much longer, but listen, this side was like 2 inches shorter than the right side, so we had to make it even. So because of that, it's so much shorter, but we were able to keep like more of the length in the back and just sort of like framed it weird. So not weird, but framed it in such a way that it will hide the fact that I don't like it. No, I mean, she did a great job. I don't like how short it has to be. But this is what happens when your hair breaks and then you have to fix it. So I will live with it. But at least it feels better. You know, it's just so short. In the front, at least. In the back, it's a little bit longer. But it's alright. I will deal. But, anyways, at least it's healthy. And I can do that anyways, so it doesn't matter. But now I am headed to practice. We have practice and then we have senior night on Monday. We're working on some new things for the boys, so it's been a lot of fun this week. So I'm excited to get to practice and see how everything's kind of like coming together because wasn't at practice Wednesday or Thursday because I worked late Wednesday, and then Thursday I had my financial peace class. So I wasn't able to get to practice. But it's been a lot of fun. I've loved it a lot. So we only have 1 week left until postseason tournament. So almost done. And then after that, I was going to go to the gym, but I realized I don't have any workout clothes. So they're not going to let me in the door. And I know it's Planet Fitness and they like don't judge or whatever, but there was one time that I went and I had on like decent work clothes or whatever, and I had my bag with me, but the guy was like, I hope you have workout clothes with you. And I'm like, yeah. So they weren't going to let me in if I didn't have workout clothes, and I do not have workout clothes today. So they definitely won't let me in. So I'll just get some steps in, maybe outside or maybe at the office, depending on how hot it is. It is hot. I did do my 10-minute walk earlier. I'm at like 2,000 steps, maybe a little over 2,000. So I have a long way to go to 9. So definitely gonna do that after practice. I'll try and get a lot of steps while I'm at practice. I tend to like pace back and forth, try and get some steps in. So that usually helps, but that might only get me to like 5. So definitely have a lot of walking ahead of me. All right, guys. So that is the end of my day. I finished practice, which was pretty good. We have our senior night on Monday, so we're working on that kind of stuff and just fine tuning for next week because next week is like the end of our season. We have 3 games left, and then the postseason tournament. So we've been working a lot on that. So that's been a lot of fun. And we're also playing JV on Monday, which is different for us because we've not played JV at all this year because a lot of teams don't have JV teams because there's just not enough interest. So the teams don't have enough kids to play them. So that'll be fun to have our JV players actually get to play and not just have to sit the bench the whole time and like go in occasionally if they can. So that'll be fun. I also came to the office and walked some laps at the office because it is 80 degrees outside and it is hot. So I did that. And so now I am at almost 8,000, which is about my daily goal, but I think I can probably hit almost 9,000 today, which will keep me on track to hit my weekly goal because I'm a little bit under from the last couple of days just because I've been so busy and didn't have enough time to like go on walks. So definitely making some good progress there. I'm going to go for a walk tomorrow and lay in the tanning bed tomorrow and hang out at home tomorrow. Probably do a little bit of reading. Definitely got to get some reading done since I haven't done a ton today, mostly focusing on just one book today, which is weird for me. But it's only a 7-hour audiobook, so might as well just go ahead and finish it. And then I can put that video up next week. So that'll be good, to go ahead and get that video out. I think that's all for today. Hopefully in the next clip I will have some sort of reading update for you. Okay, I have officially started Blackmouth. Blackmouth is supposedly for fans of It. It's a horror novel and it sounds a lot like It with the fact that we've got these kids growing up and they attack something, have some sort of traumatic event happen in childhood, and now they're adults and they have to go home and deal with this thing that they dealt with when they were children. Definitely sounds like It. This says, for nearly 2 decades, Jamie has been running from darkness. He's haunted by traumatic childhood and the guilt at having disappeared from his disabled brother's life. But then a series of unusual events reunites him with his estranged brother and their childhood friends, and none of them can deny the sense of fate that has seemingly drawn them back together. Nor can they deny the memories of the summer so long ago. So, definitely something happened when they were children. So, we're probably going to get flashbacks back and forth of their childhood and into adulthood. So that way we can kind of like start piecing that story together. That's just my guess. I have no idea. I haven't like officially started it, but I've downloaded it and I plan on starting it very soon. So there's that. But also, I had a birthday recently and I just wanted to tell you about some of the gifts that I was given because I want to talk about them. One of the most fun gifts was from my parents, and it's a little bit nerdy. And if you don't know me very well yet, I'm a bit of a nerd. I mean, listen, I have Funko Pops like right here. I have a lot of them just like right here within reach, you know. Um, and I even have like hockey players. Like, I'm very much a nerd, right? Sorry, that's the Funko Pops falling. But also I have I also have a Loki. Okay. Okay, I'm very much a nerd, right? They don't stay up very well. So my family got me this. This is Thor's hammer, but it is a toolbox. So like it opens up. Let me open it up. And then that handle that you just saw is a hammer. So like isn't that the coolest thing? Like so cool. So yeah, I got Thor's hammer and it's a toolbox for my birthday. Like isn't that the coolest thing ever? So that was fun. I did get a computer from my boyfriend, which was super thoughtful and super nice. My E key on my laptop sort of popped off, and I was gonna try and just like fix the keyboard, but he's just like, "I'll just get you another one for your birthday, whatever," which was super nice of everybody. And I got some clothes and stuff for my aunt and a necklace for my parents. So it's been really good, and definitely don't feel 33, but who knows? But it's definitely been fun, and I definitely don't feel or look 33, but here we are. But yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys, and I will let you know when I actually start reading Blackmouth. Okay, guys, so lots of things. I'm going to update you on Blackmouth, which I have started, and it's really interesting. And then I have some life news to update you on, so we'll get into that in just a minute. But I want to get through Blackmouth first. So, Blackmouth. I am really interested in this so far. It's really intriguing the way that it's written. So it's got like chapters, and then within the chapters, it's like 1, 2, 3, and it's like little sections within the chapter. So it's super interesting. We're following this guy Jamie, and um, he's an alcoholic. I don't know why that word was so hard to remember, but he's an alcoholic, and he ends up screwing up, having to go to rehab, all these things. While he's in rehab, cop calls him and is like, hey, we found your brother. He was walking on the side of the road in his underwear and he was barefoot and he went like 6 miles in the heat. So like he's struggling. And your mom died and all these things. And so he's like, it's a lot of information. I don't want to go back. And so he ends up having to deal with finishing rehab and then going to get his brother. And he does not want to go. Okay. That's as far as I'm at, is that he does not want to go back. He has no desire to go back home. Like he just wants to come home, like to the town and sort of like be on the outskirts of it and like get his brother and then leave and then like call the real estate agent and say, hey, you sell the house, you do whatever. I'm out. I'm not stepping foot in that town. All because something happened when they were little. Something happened when they were younger. I don't know. We did have like a small, quick flashback of him interacting with this dude at his house, and he didn't know the dude. That's all that we've got so far. We are getting another perspective from this girl who has this weird interaction with an addict in the street and like tells her future and is like, hey, something's gonna happen. And she's like, whatever, I don't really want to believe it because I can't really like trust you because I feel like you're kind of out of your mind. Well, she ends up seeing somebody when she's out in public and she takes a photo of it and then she's like, hey, so and so, do you see anything here? Do you remember me? And sort of send it to an old school friend because he was connected to the childhood thing. I don't know yet. And we don't know anything else about that. That's all we got from her is just that. So we're still very, very early in this thing, only like 2 or 3 hours into the audiobook, and it's a 12-hour audiobook. So like very, very quick. But like the atmosphere and the way that it's written is super like dark and intriguing and like you know something is off and you know something is coming and it I don't know like how far it's gonna escalate. I don't know in what direction we're gonna escalate. But we're definitely escalating and it's super, super interesting and I really like the way that it's written. So I'm hoping it doesn't flop because I really like it so far. So Black Mouth, definitely liking it so far. Now, on to the life news. Well, so my birthday was the 15th of April, and that was great. That was fun. Well, so my boyfriend, he takes me to the Castle Inn for sales. And if you don't live in Kentucky, you have no idea what the castle is. The castle is like this big hotel. It's a big fancy hotel, and it's like built in the shape of a castle, but it's like more modern. And they got like fancy restaurants and everything in there. It's lots of stuff, right? Well, he proposed. Isn't that great? So we're gonna get married, and so I'm having to deal with all of these things of like wedding preparations and all this stuff, and it's just so overwhelming. And I'm just like, where do you even start? Like, I made a to do list, and so I've got the first sheet, and it's like column one and column two, and started on the backside of all the things I gotta like figure out and do, and it's a lot. So, don't even know how I'm going to do it all, what all I'm going to do. Have nothing decided yet at all. So, yeah, going to be fun. And we're looking at getting married later this year, probably like November, December sort of time frame. Um, maybe end of October. I don't know, something around there. Just because like we've been working towards this, so like we're ready to move to that chapter of our lives, you know. So it'll be nice. But yeah, so lots of things happening. I don't know how consistent I'm going to be with videos if this wedding planning like really takes over my life. Everyone says it does, so I have no idea if it's going to or not. But also, volleyball is ending, and so we just had our final game last night. We did win against the town rival, so that's great. If you only win 2 games all year, you got to win against the rival, and so we did ended up winning. And now all we have left is postseason tournament, and then that'll be it for the boys. And then high school girls will start shortly after. That job is on the table for me if I would like to take it as an assistant coach for the high school. I have not decided yet. You know, got a lot happening with family health and this wedding now and work and all kinds of stuff. So I don't know what all's going to happen, but life is definitely going to be changing a lot this year. So there will be more updates to go. But I think that's all for today. I will update you when I've got more to tell you about Blackmouth, or I need to rant and cry about wedding preparations. So stay tuned. Okay, so it's been a minute since I've updated you in this vlog, so lots of things to update on. One, I've not gotten a lot of videos out in April. I just haven't felt like filming other than like the vlogs, and I really just haven't felt like editing. I do have a video that I did like a couple weeks ago, and it was a reaction video to 1-star reviews, but it's just so much editing and I just don't want to do it. So I didn't get a video out for like a week and a half. And then I think today's Friday. That's supposed to be a video out today, right? That one might be late. I've got it done. I just haven't uploaded it. So who knows? But yeah, just haven't really wanted to have been dealing with like wedding plans and dealing with volleyball and trying to, you know, increase my steps and all those healthy things, So I haven't had a whole lot of extra free time, and when I have, I just don't want to do anything. I just don't want to film, and so it's just been a whole thing, and it's fine. But I did finally ask all of my people who are going to be bridesmaids, maid of honor, all that stuff. That took a lot of time too, because I just procrastinated a little bit. I mean, like a week and a half, 2 weeks on that. But I finally finished all that, and we're figuring out like the venue and stuff. I hate making phone calls. I got to call somebody to like talk about a venue, and I just don't want to do it. So that's where we're at with that. Volleyball ended last night. They played super well last night. We played the number 3 team in our region, and we're like middle of the pack. And we won the first 2 sets and then lost the next 3. So, it was great for a minute, and then we just lost. But we've had a lot of growth, and at the end of the day, like, that's the whole point. And, we've got really good kids. They're really good people. And it was a lot of fun coaching boys for the first time. So I don't know what that's going to look like in the future for me, because my life is changing a ton. But it was definitely a lot of fun while it lasted. So I think that's all the life things at the moment. So Blackmouth. I finished Blackmouth. I really enjoyed Blackmouth. I really liked the eerie feeling of it all and the mystery of who is this person and what happened and the magic of it all. I really liked it. I liked it a ton. I liked the writing style. I liked that it was easy to understand. I tend to get a little bit lost in the ending of like these kinds of things, like horror stuff, because like there's just a lot happening. And things tend to get kind of weird, and then I get a little bit lost. But I was able to comprehend everything here for the most part. There's some things I'm just like, why? But it's fine. It's not a huge deal. But I really liked it. I really liked the characters in this one. I really liked how the author Ronald Malfi, I like how he unraveled everything. It was quick. It was like 12 hours, so it's really not a bad read at all. So I really liked Blackmouth. If you haven't read anything by Ronald Malfi, then maybe that's a good place to start. I think that I will probably try some more of his things, because I'm trying to delve more into horror a little bit, and I haven't really found an author other than Anaya Alburn. She's the author of Brother, who I really like. I just need to read more of her stuff, but I can't find them on audio, so it's like physical, so that's a bit of a pain. But anyways, I really liked it. Now I'm getting ready to start Change of Heart by Jodi Picoult. And this is a reread for me, but I read it in like high school. So it's been like 15 years since I've read it. So I don't remember a ton about it. And I really realized I don't remember a ton about it, because I started it this morning. And already I'm like, oh, I was so wrong about that. So I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know anything else about it. I just remember the twist in the end is all I remember. So I don't know. But anyways, the premise. I don't know. Can't really think this morning. The premise of Change of Heart. We've got this family. The mom's name is Julie, and she's got a little girl named Claire. And Claire has some sort of heart defect, disease, something that she needs a new heart. Well, there's this dude who's in jail. His name is Shay, who was involved in the death of Julie's first child and her husband. And Shay is like, I volunteer to help your living child. And so the story is about forgiveness and, do you allow this person who destroyed your life to also be the same person to save, everything that you care about? So, Jodi Picoult, if you've not read anything by her, she always does a lot of perspectives. She always has some sort of like legal thing happening. And she does a really good job of taking a really hard topic and exploring it from all sides. You get to really understand the ins and outs of that kind of question. You know, like, for example, in her other books, we've got a school shooting book, 19 Minutes, and you explore that concept from the shooter's perspective, his mom's perspective. You get the judge's perspective, you get the teenagers involved, all of those things, right? And then with Handle with Care, you've got this mom who is suing her best friend, who was an OBGYN, saying, if you had told me that my child was going to be disabled, then I would have aborted my child. And you get to explore all of those perspectives of, what do you do when you're desperate, and you need money and you're trying to get yourself steady financially, and at what cost, at what lengths do you go to as a mother to set yourself up and your child up for stability through this whole thing? And so she just really explores all of this, the perspectives and all of the hard questions in those kinds of topics. And so I really love her for that. She does a really great job with that. She always has really great characters, and her storylines are easy enough to read, but you really get sucked in, and she unravels everything in a way that you're not given all the information at once. You just get them in like layers, which is really cool. So I really love Jodi Picoult. I really loved this when I read it in high school, and I don't remember anything about it. So it's going to be really interesting to see how I feel about it now. I really still loved Handle with Care. Handle with Care, I think I've read like 3 times. I really loved it. 19 Minutes, I loved on reread. I read it in high school and I read it again as an adult. My Sister's Keeper, I didn't care about nearly as much the second time around. So I'll be interested to see like where I'm at with this one this time around. But yeah, I think that's it for now. I will check in here shortly. Okay, so I've been really bad about updating on this channel lately. I have not posted videos much, but I've also not really been vlogging much. I've been reading a ton, but I literally today, because I've got so many vlogs happening, I have to film 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 updates. Although, like 6 different books I'm having to like update on. So it's been a minute, but I have been reading a ton. I've just been so busy, and like I don't like want to film, and I don't like want to edit. The editing is a big problem because I've got several things to edit, just haven't wanted to. Like, I don't know, just been really busy. Volleyball ended, but I have a lot of time now. But with that time, I've been going to the gym more, and I've been getting some steps in, and I've just been trying to work on wedding planning, and that. So I'm not a wedding planner at all. It's been a struggle. And so any free time I have, like at the office, like if a client cancels or whatever, like I go get steps. Or I want to like work a little bit on the wedding or something, something like that, versus trying to film. And so I'm just really behind. So I may go to like 1 video a week for a little while, just because that might be easier on me, because I'm just putting everything off right now. Like I just don't want to do anything. So it's been a mess, but it's okay. We're getting back on track. I'm filming today. And part of my problem is that like it's so loud here sometimes. And so I want to wait until like everyone leaves, because I'm usually the last one here. But then I just want to go home, and I don't want to film. So I just go home. And so, or I'm like, okay, I've got time after the gym. I'll just go to the gym and then I'll film. And then I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to. Or I'll like be ready to film, and I'll just like be in the car to do like a quick update. My microphone is here at the office. So it's just all these little things and added up to me not doing anything. But I only have an update. I think I'm almost done with Change of Heart. And I think the last thing you heard was that I was starting Change of Heart. So this book was not what I remembered at all. Well, I mean, basic premise was what I remembered. So we have this dude, Shane, and he ended up murdering a little girl and her dad, her stepdad. And he was convicted of that. Like, that's the very start of the book, is he's being convicted. And they're sentencing him to death penalty. And so then we fast forward like 11 years and he's still in jail. They haven't done anything yet. And he's getting ready to. They finally have a date. I think it's like a couple months out. Well, meanwhile, the woman whose family he destroyed, her name is June. And she was pregnant at the time. So now she has a 10-year-old kid. And her kid, Claire, is dying. And like she needs a new heart. So Shane has offered his heart to her. And that was what I remembered of the story. Okay. But there's so much more to it. Like, we're hardly following June at all. We're not following Claire at all. We're not even following Shane at all. We're following Michael, who was a member of the jury that originally convicted him. And Michael is also a father. Like, he's a Catholic priest. And so he is Shay's spiritual guidance. Okay. So we're following him. We're following Maggie, who works for this AULC something acronym. And she is trying to prove that it is part of Shane's religion to donate his heart. And so because of that, he needs to be executed by hanging versus lethal injection so that he can give his heart to this world because his salvation depends on it, right? So that's what Maggie's doing. And then we're following this guy, Lucius. Lucius is an inmate in the jail, and his jail cell is like right next to Shane's. So we're getting the perspective of Shane being in jail, but we're getting it through Lucius' perspective, or when Michael visits him or something. We're getting those perspectives. We get a little bit of June, not much, but we get a little bit of her. But what I did not remember is that there is a lot of discussion about death penalty and religion and how those two mix and all these things. And like, whether you're an agnostic or you're an atheist or you're a Christian or you're a Catholic or whatever, like, there's a lot of religion talk in this, which doesn't necessarily bother me. I'm just not interested. So it's not as interesting as it used to be when I was a teenager. And I think, let me slow down. So I think the reason why I liked this book so much and why it really stood out so much to me was because of this twist at the end. And that's what I'm waiting for. And I think that because that stood out so much, that's why I'm really attached to this book. And now that I'm older, and the fact that that twist is coming, like, the rest of it doesn't hold as much weight because that's so much of the story. And so it's like, it's good enough. I'm gonna finish, but I'm a little bit disappointed that I didn't love it as much as I did previously. Because I mean, I read Handle with Care in high school. I read 19 Minutes in high school and loved them as an adult. I've read House Rules twice, loved it both times. So I don't know. This one just isn't working for me. I mean, it's fine. It's good enough. I think I'm just not really interested in all the religious pieces of it, and so it doesn't really matter. So that's where I'm at. This will probably be the last book I do in this vlog. I try to do 3, but this vlog has been going almost a month now, and I've only read 2 books. So if I try to do a third one, it'll be mid-June before you get this video. And I've started this one in like April, so it's time to end it. So one more update, and then we will close out the vlog.